जी मेरी बात आ रही है बच्चों आपको? ओके जी, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैं डॉक्टर नीला हूँ और आप सब लोगों को जो ईद गुज़र गई है वो मुबारक हो बहुत ज़्यादा। और होप सो कि आप सारे सेफ एंड साउंड होंगे। एक किसी बच्चे की मुझे खबर मिली थी कि उसकी शायद तबीयत ठीक है। अगर किसी को उसके बारे में कुछ पता हो तो वो मुझे अपडेट कर दे कि वो और उसके घर वाले आप कैसे हैं। बिकॉज मुझे कहीं से पता चला था कि किसी एक बच्चे की तबीयत काफ़ी ख़राब है, उसे वो कोरोना वायरस हो गया, इन्फेक्शन हो गई है। और अगर उसके बारे में अपडेट है तो यू प्लीज़ डू शेयर विद मी कि उस ठीक है, उसकी क्या हालत है। ओके जी, टुडे आवर टॉपिक इज़ एक्यूट वायरल हेपेटाइटिस। और बच्चों ये दिस लेक्चर इंक्लूड द स्मॉल ब्रीफ preview of the many viruses which are actually involved in the acute viral hepatitis. So um, okay, the acute viral hepatitis is a systemic disease with primary inflammation of the liver by any of the heterogeneous group of hepatinotropic viruses. These are the viruses which actually involve the liver further in their course of the illness. Before going to the topic, there are the few terminologies which should be clear in the mind, and these are the hepatitis, that is the inflammation of the liver hepatocytes of the liver parenchyma. Acute viral hepatitis is called when there is inflammation of the liver and the symptoms are less than 6 months. Whereas acute hepatic failure, it is the appearance of the severe complications rapidly after the first signs of liver disease such as jaundice, and indicate that the liver has sustained severe damage, that is, it has lost 80 to 90% of its volume of the cells. Massive hepatic necrosis with impaired unconsciousness, and all of this occur within 8 weeks of the onset of the illness. And before this onset of the illness, the patient is not having any liver disease. Chronic hepatitis is an inflammation of the liver for at least last 6 months. If it is less than 6 months, it is acute viral hepatitis, and if it is more than 6 months, it is chronic hepatitis. And then is the cirrhosis, that is the replacement of the liver tissue or the fibrosis formation and the changes that led to the liver function. Fulminant hepatitis is the severe impairment of hepatic function and the severe necrosis of hepatocyte in the absence of pre-existing liver disease. It is very important that there is no previous liver disease. The liver is previously normal. So the viral hepatitis is further divided into the two types of the viruses. These are the infectious hepatitis and the serum hepatitis. The infectious hepatitis are caused by the hepatitis A and hepatitis non-A and non-B virus that include the hepatitis C, whereas the serum hepatitis are the hepatitis B, D, and the G and the C that is parentally transmitted. And in addition to these, the other viruses which are involved in the viral hepatitis are the Epstein-Barr virus, rubella, Coxsackie virus, cytomegalovirus virus, yellow fever virus. Okay, the hepatitis A virus is a double-stranded RNA virus, and the route of transmission is orophycal. Affected children are the children. Carrier state is nil. Incubation period is 10 to 15 days, and the chronic infection never occur with the hepatitis A, and the specific prophylaxis is with IgG vaccine. वायरल हेपेटाइटिस बी, हम इनकी वैसे आगे डिटेल करेंगे, आई थिंक आगे इनकी डिटेल में ही देखते हैं. दैट इज ओनली जस्ट अ ग्राफिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन टू शो दैट द डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ द हेपेटाइटिस आर. Okay, so these are the shapes of the different type of the viruses. Hepatitis A virus is RNA virus, whereas hepatitis B virus can be elliptical elongated in shape or rounded shape. Hepatitis E virus and the A virus are typically related to each other in their shape. Hepatitis D virus and hepatitis C virus. Hepatitis D virus actually require the empty hepatitis B virus capsid to have their RNA incorporated into them. Acute viral hepatitis. Acute viral hepatitis is the systemic infection that mainly involves the liver and really can cause the extrahepatic manifestations as well. Hepatitis A and E2 viruses are mostly involved in the acute viral hepatitis, but the other viral agents can also lead to the acute viral hepatitis. These are the cytomegalovirus, Epstein-Barr virus, Coxsackie virus, adenovirus. These can also present with acute hepatitis. About 15 to 30% of acute cases in Pakistan has been caused by the hepatitis B virus. Hepatitis D virus is found in 10% of the patient with hepatitis B virus. As hepatitis C virus rarely causes the hepatic acute hepatitis. Majority of the hepatitis A virus diseases are self-limited. Chances of fulminant liver failure ranges from 0.01 to 1%. Okay, this shows us the approach to a patient who is having hepatic infection. If the patient is having a viral hepatitis and the symptoms are suggestive like anorexia, vomiting, nausea, and high colored urine, biochemistry parameters are there, then done. If the ALT comes to be more than 10 times than the upper limit of the bilirubin, then we do the exclude the other diagnosis like alcohol intake, drugs, ischemia, underlying infectious diseases. बेटा स्लाइड्स ऑन नहीं हो रही, मेरी आगे जा नहीं रही आपके पास? यस और नो, स्लाइड्स मूव कर रही हैं आपके पास कि नहीं कर रही? हेलो बेटा, स्लाइड्स मूव कर रही हैं आपके पास? वॉइस स्टक है, अभी भी नहीं आ रही? अच्छा, मैं कुछ देखती हूँ. मेरे पास तो चल रही है, ये देखो ना, यही तो मूव कर रही थी अभी. मैं यहाँ तक पहुँच गई, उनके पास अभी तक 10 स्लाइड है. इसकी वजह से तो नहीं चल गई है, चल गई है. जी बच्चों, हाँ जी. ओके जी, पहली वाली स्लाइड्स बेटा आप लोगों को कोई भी नहीं मिली, नजर आई? ओके जी. Okay, hepatitis A infection is also known as infectious hepatitis, and it is an infused infection caused by the hepatitis A virus. It is originally called as enterovirus 72. The disease is benign with complete recovery in the several weeks. It is only human virus, that is no animal reservoir is found. It is most commonly into the children, and transmission is by fecal route. Virus is shed into the feces during the late incubation period and the prodromal phase of the illness. Okay, it is worldwide distributed with the highly endemic in the developing country. Pakistan is the hyper-endemic for hepatitis infection. Most of the cases occur due to the poor hygiene and the sanitary conditions. ये आप सबको already पता है. If you see in this world map, the Pakistan and the south subcontinent is in the highly endemic area where the hepatitis A infection is very much prevalent. Okay, epidemiological determinants are usually dependent upon the agent, host, and the environment. Agent is obviously hepatitis A virus. It is picornavirus family. It is a single strand RNA that measures about 27 to 28 nanometer. It is non-enveloped and has one stereotype, and more than 3 genotypes are there. Resistance, it is usually fairly resistant to heat, and the chemical withstand heating up to 60-degree centigrade for 1 hour. So the boiling of the water just is enough to kill this the virus. It is not affected by chlorine in doses usually implied for the chlorination. That is the reason the water which come into the housing facilities still carries these, if it is only chlorinated and not boiled at home. Formalin is stated to be an effective disinfectant, and the virus is inactivated by ultraviolet rays and boiling for 5 minutes or autoclaving. Its survive exposure to other acids at a pH of 3, inactivated by heat at 85 degrees centigrade for 1 minute. Survival in seawater and dry phases is usually 4 weeks. Reservoir of infection is usually only humans. Period of infectivity is 2 weeks before the appearance of the jaundice and the 1 week after. That is the reason when the patient comes to you with the jaundice, it is assumed that the whole of the family has already been infected, because before this jaundice, appearance of this jaundice, 2 weeks before that period, the patient is infected and can infect the other people. So infective material is mainly the feces. Virus excretion is again the same, the period of infectivity 2 weeks before and up to 2 weeks after the infection. Host vector are usually, it is more common into the children, and all the adults are believed to be that they have had the infection, even acute or subacute or clinical or the subclinical infection, and are immune. The both genders are equally susceptible, and the immunity, usually the patient who once get this infection are immune for their life. Environmental factor cases occur throughout the year, but the more common are into the rainfall and into the dry weather, these summer seasons. Fecal-oral route is the transmission. Rarely parental route can be through the parental route can be there, especially if somebody take the blood of the infected person. Ingestion of the contaminated milk is food is very common route of transmission. Traveler to endemic area, sexual contact of the infected person can have this disease. Household member and drug abusers have a high incidence of having high risk of having this disease. Incubation period is usually 15 to 50 days. Stool is the main source of the infection, and the virus can be detected in the stool, but it is not usually implied. And the blood viremia is present into the blood, and um, uh, you can isolate the hepatitis A virus from the blood and bile as well. It is not present into the urine or nasopharyngeal secretion or any other body secretion. Hepatitis A pathogenesis is after the ingestion. It replicates in the oropharyngeal or the GI tract. After this, the secondary viremia occur, and these virus is taken to the liver, where which is a major site of its replication. And into the liver, they get into the hepatocyte and form the viral the replication takes place there. From there, it is shed into the bile and transported to the intestine, and from the intestine, it is shed into the feces after this viremia. After this, when this happens, the cellular immune response occurs and control the disease, and the self-limiting, it is a self-limiting disease, and the patient's own cellular response then help to get rid of this disease. These are the replication cycle of hepatitis A virus within the hepatocytes. If you see, the hepatitis A virus is attached in the lower part of the picture. Hepatitis A virus is attached to the hepatocyte, and it releases the RNAs into the virus encoding occur, and the RNA is released into the hepatocyte. This hepatocyte then causes this cell to produce the RNA copies and protein copies. These protein caspaids are formed, and then the assembling of the virus takes place, and then this virus is released from the hepatocyte. It causes the destruction of the hepatocyte, and then is then released into the bile. Patient clinical symptoms may vary from the asymptomatic without jaundice to the symptomatic with jaundice and self-limiting disease within 8 days. Cholestatic jaundice can last for up till the 10 weeks or more. Relapsing usually does not occur. Fulminant hepatic failure is very rare in this condition. The usual symptoms are the nausea, loss of appetite, vomiting, fatigue, fever, liver enlargement, dark urine, pale stool, jaundice, stomach pain, diarrhea, and cervical lymphadenopathy. The person may have usually one or the more symptoms, but the universal symptom which always is present are loss of appetite, nausea, vomiting, and the fever with the liver enlargement. When the hepatitis A virus suspected, we get an IgM and THAV test is done. If it is positive, acute hepatitis A infection is there. If it is negative, then the anti-hepatitis A are clinically indicated to see if the patient IgM and IgG both are the IgG is also seen. If it is present there, then the patient is acute to the hepatitis is immune to the hepatitis A infection. Demonstration of the virus is the other diagnostic tools that are very rarely used. Usually these are not used. These include viral isolation from the feces, blood, and the bile. Detection of the antibodies, that is IgG, IgM, can be done, and the biochemistry test, that is the liver function test, are done, which shows the increased bilirubin, ALT is raised, and the protein are usually less. Ultrasonography can be done to see the hepatic enlargement. Urine and feces analysis and viral cultures can be done, although these are not done in the routine. Liver biopsy is only done into the condition when the ALT is very much high and you are suspecting that the patient uh, is having the fulminant hepatic failure. The liver biochemistry में हम conjugated bilirubin level करा के देखते हैं, AST and ALT देखा जाता है. ALP is usually 3 times than the normal value is considered to be a significant. In addition to these, that the other symptom which can occur is the leukopenia and neutropenia can be seen. Aplastic anemia is rare but can occur in the few people. PT, prothrombin time is usually prolonged. If the INR is more than 1.5, it is considered to be significant. ESR is raised during the initial condition, but recovers to the or come to the back to the normal value very rapidly. Viral markers. Viral markers are IgM and THAV indicate the acute infection, whereas IgG, HAV usually shows that the patient was previously either got an infection or had a vaccination had been done. In addition to the other tests are usually not performed into the patient. These are the graphical representation that how the patient respond to the hepatitis in the these are the incubation period. That is the within 10 to 14 days is an incubation period, and the fecal hepatitis A virus, if you see, is very high level present within the first 2 weeks of the patient, and after within a first week of the disease, and then it started to decline within the 12th week. And if you see, the anti-IgM is positive at the end of the first week, and then the 4 to 6 week it can remain positive, and then it declines and become normal, whereas IgG is started appearing into the blood at the end of the first week, and it continue to rise rapidly and remain in the blood for throughout the life to give the immunity. Treatment is little effective. Usually it is a self-limiting disease. You just do the symptomatic treatment to the patient, and this symptomatic treatment include the just fluids. Bed rest is advised. Rest after each meal is advised. The traditional low fat and high carb diet to the patient. High protein is usually not given to the patient until the corticosteroids are contraindicated. They should not be given until and unless the cholestatic hepatitis A is there. Follow-up is advised within the 3 months, and the patient usually recovers within the 6 months. Complications are acute fulminant hepatitis, cholestatic hepatitis, nephrotic syndrome, chronic autoimmune hepatitis, relapsing hepatitis, and extrahepatic manifestation are rare. Extrahepatic manifestation are usually the rash, lethargy, arthralgia, leukocytoclastic vasculitis, glomerulonephritis, cryoglobulinemia, toxin, epidermolysis necrosis, and renal failure, aplastic anemia, optic neuritis, Z cell dysplasia, Hair cell aplasia and thrombocytopenia can also occur. Prevention is consumption of the clean drinking water, proper sewage disposal, public education both from the hygiene and especially the sewage disposal is required, and then the active and the passive immunization is available. Immune serum globulin is usually present, and this is only given into the outbreaks or within 48 hours of the exposure. Vaccination is pre-exposure vaccine is given to all the person until 40 year of the age, and usually the patient are vaccinated at the 1 year of 2 year of the age. Two injections are given 1 year apart. IgG the post-exposure prophylaxis of hepatitis A is usually given to the patient who are in close contact with the patient, or the daycare in the daycare centers when there is case of hepatitis A in to the children, and the hospital, school, and the work site usually don't require the routine post-exposure prophylaxis. Some patients who are already infected with the chronic liver diseases are usually advised to have the hepatitis A prophylaxis, pre-exposure prophylaxis. The patient who had liver transplant done, the patient who are planning to undergo a liver transplantation, and HIV, the infected patient are usually given the hepatitis A vaccine. Recovery is only usually in the 99% of the patient, and the clinical relapse is seen into 4 to 20% of the patient. It is really used to hospitalize or transplant into the hepatitis A infection. Permanent hepatitis is usually do not occur into the hepatitis A infection. Hepatitis E is usually transmitted as non-A, non-B virus or epidemic non-A, non-B virus, classified in the genus herpes virus under the family Calviviridae. Single-strand RNA is this is present is there, and it is particles. The viral particles in stool are spherical and unenveloped and have the spikes on their surface. This is the microscopic structure of this virus. Unique feature of is the clinical severity and high case fertility rate is of 15 to 25% in the pregnant woman. Highest attack rate among the young adult 15 to 40 year is present, and the relatively less common into the children under the age of 15. Characteristically associated with cholestasis, there are the four genotypes involved of this virus present, and the genotype 1 is most common in the and endemic cases. Fecal-oral transmission is common, rarely can be parenterally transmitted. Hepatitis B and hepatitis C usually have the similar clinical pattern. Both causes acute infection with mild illness and is on the fecal-oral route, and the no carrier state in both. But the hepatitis A virus is more common in the young children and in the children, and hepatitis E is more common into the older children. Similarly to the hepatitis A virus, hepatitis E is also very common into the Southeast Asia. Okay, the reason at risk are that the person who are at risk of developing hepatitis E are the travel to the endemic area, sexual contact of the infected person, household member, drug abusers, homosexuals, and no potential for chronicity there. Animal reservoir are also noted into the pigs, and incubation period is 2 to 9 weeks. अच्छा जी. Clinical feature, varying clinical manifestations are there like the anecteric phase, ecteric hepatitis, fulminant hepatic failure, and asymptomatic infection. ALT is usually very high within the first month of the infection, and then it started declining. Within the first 1 month, the IgM level is very high, and which tells that the patient is having acute infection, and after that it declines down, where IgG anti-HEV antibodies appears at the end of the first month, and it then persists throughout the life, and that confer the immunity against the reinfection. Detection of the diagnosis of hepatitis E virus infection is made if by the direct and indirect method. By the indirect method is the anti-hepatitis E antibodies are detected into the blood, and these include IgM antibody, IgG antibodies. And then the indirect method include the detection of the hepatitis E virus by immune electron microscopy into the feces and into the different body the fluids. Acute hepatitis E is a self-limiting disease. Supportive care and unaffected patient is not usually indicated. Only the hand hygiene and the proper disposal of excreta is necessary in this patient. Patient with fulminant hepatitis then required the treatment of fulminant hepatitis, and sometimes it may also require the liver transplantation. In the pregnant women, no proven evidence of terminating pregnancy is documented. The vaccine is using a recombinant the vaccine of hepatitis E is under trial. That is, it is in the stages of developing, and it is a vaccine. It is under the it has reached up to the grade stage 2 level. The stage 2 level is when the vaccine is made and then they are tried on the volunteers only, and it is not available for the public to be applied into the normal and the common persons. So the prevention is usually done by avoiding it by boiling the water, by ingestion of the boiled water, and the proper disposal of the sanitary waste. Hand washing should be promoted, and the safe handling of the food is done. And avoid eating uncooked shellfish and uncooked fruits and vegetables. They are not peeled, and especially the fruits which are not peeled, it should be cleaned properly to prevent the disinfection. Okay, permanent hepatitis, which is very common in with the hepatitis E infection, is usually defined as occurrence of encephalopathy with or without coagulopathy within 8 weeks of onset of symptom of acute hepatitis in an individual without any history of pre-existing liver disease. Rapid development of the severe acute liver injury with impaired infection and encephalopathy in previously normal liver, that is the 8 week or 2 week with underlying liver dysfunction. This definition is very important, that for a normal liver, the duration of illness is 8 weeks to be called as fulminant hepatic failure, fulminant hepatitis or hepatic failure. Whereas in the cases when the patient is already having some liver damage, it is the 2 week. The different type of the infection which can cause the acute hepatic failure are hepatotropic viruses A to E, cytomegalovirus, herpes simplex virus. Other metabolic diseases which can also present with acute liver failure are Wilson disease, acute fatty liver of pregnancy, galactosemia. The different drugs like paracetamol, rifampicin, sodium valproate, halothane, zidovudine, diadenosine, and can also cause the acute liver failure. And the different type of the toxin, that is amanita, bacillus, or ankle food, that is hypoglycine. These also can cause the acute liver damage. Fulminant hepatitis is associated with the A, B, and E virus. Pyrexia is more frequent with hepatitis A. Duration of the illness before encephalopathy is more with A, non-A, non-B, and non-C virus. Prothrombin time is usually high with type B viruses. The different type of the acute liver failure are the types are like hyperacute, when the jaundice to encephalopathy occur within the 7 days. Cerebral edema is very common. Prognosis is usually moderate. A, B, and E viruses and acetaminophen is usually involved in hyperacute or acute liver failure. Acute liver failure when the failure occur within the 8 to 28 days. Cerebral edema is common. Prognosis is poor. Subacute hepatitis occur within 29 days to 12 weeks. It is infrequent to have cerebral edema in these days. Late onset 8 week to 24 week, it is very cerebral edema is very frequent. Clinical feature, it occur within 10 days. Disease can be confused with psychosis and meningoencephalitis. Patient become deeply jaundiced, has repeated vomiting, Peter hepaticus, confused and androgynous. Flapping tremor is transient, but rigidity is usual. Coma, supervenes, and widespread hemorrhages can also develop. Leukocytosis can occur in contrast to the leukopenia of viral hepatitis. The rise of bilirubin and transaminases are poor. Blood coagulation is grossly Blood coagulation is grossly deranged, and prothrombin time is best indicator of the prognosis. Acute fulminant hepatic failure complication are hepatic encephalopathy, cerebral edema, sepsis, renal failure, cardiovascular dysfunction, arrhythmia, hyperdynamic circulation, coagulopathy, gastrointestinal bleeding, pulmonary complication, RDS, pulmonary edema, aspirin, metabolic disturbance, and metabolic hypoglycemia, hypophosphatemia, hyperkalemia. Okay, these are the different organs which are involved in the acute hepatic failure. The different liver injuries which are present are the hepatic encephalopathy, brain edema, intracranial hypertension, acute liver and lung injury, adult respiratory distress syndrome, cardiovascular collapse, endothelial dysfunction, ileus, portal hypertension, pancreatitis, adrenal insufficiency, renal insufficiency, dysfunction, muscular catabolism, immunoparesis, neutrophil dysfunction, systemic inflammatory response can be there. Acetaminophen induced acute liver failure is considered when the arterial pH is less than 7.3, regardless of the encephalopathy, or all the three of the following are present. These are the INR is more than 6.5, creatinine is more than 300 micromole per liter, or encephalopathy is of grade 3 to 4. Non-acetaminophen induced acute liver hepatitis, fulminant hepatic failure is called when the INR is more than 6.8, 6.5, or 3 or 5 of the following. That is, age is within 10 or more than 40. Etiology determined or the drug-induced causes present there. Time interval between the icterus to encephalopathy is more than 7 days. INR is more than 3.5. Bilirubin is more than 300 micromole per liter. Management of the complications of acute liver failure are like positioning of the head and trunk at the 40-degree or 30 to 40-degree angle above horizontal. Avoiding unnecessary motion of the head. Avoiding hypoxia, hypercapnia, fluid overload, and acid-base balance. Rapid infusion of the mannitol at the dose of 100 ml in the first step. In the induction of the barbiturate coma may be required sometime. Sepsis should be controlled with the broad spectrum antibiotic. And usually antibiotics which are given are third generation cephalosporin. Renal failure is usually treated with low dose dosing. 2 microgram per kg per hour is renal failure in patient with ALF is the hemodialysis may be required sometime. Coagulopathy associated with acute liver failure is currently not preventable. Prophylactically, use of fresh frozen plasma and vitamin K is usually given to the patient. Orthotropic liver transplant, and although it has a very less chance, it also has a very low chances of survival, that is 20% only, even with the liver transplantation. Contraindication to the liver transplantation are irreversible if the patient having irreversible brain damage, uncontrolled bacteremia, HIV infection, concurrent malignant diseases if there, then the liver transplantation is not done. Sometimes the auxiliary liver transplantation is another choice which can be done. Liver transplantation is having only 20% survival rate, and the survival rate on the whole on the all kind of the liver transplantation in the USA is 63%, and the survival is called when the patient has a disease-free period for the 5 years after the surgery. And the Europe it is 61%, and individual center it can vary from the 59 to 79%. Acute hepatitis and hepatitis B virus and hepatitis C virus can also occur. It is more common with the hepatitis B virus compared to C virus. The course may be anecteric mostly. Subclinical episodes are frequently present. A non-ecteric case is more liable to become chronic than the ecteric one. That is, if the patient, ecteric is when the patient is having the jaundice, and anecteric is when the patient does not develop the jaundice. The usual acute clinical attack diagnosis in the adult tends to be more severe compared to the hepatitis A infection. The benign course is usually marked by increased serum transaminase level for more than 100 days. Relapses are rare. Cholestatic jaundice cholestatic jaundice is usually prolonged. Acute hepatitis B is self-limited in 95 to 99% of the cases, while the hepatitis C is self-limited only in the 15% of the cases. Treatment it is usually self-limiting disease, does not require any specific treatment. Patient should be followed to detect the chronicity, particularly in the children. Treatment limivudine is the drug of the choice nowadays for the hepatitis B infection. Other extrahepatic manifestations are like patient can develop polyarthritis, glomerulonephritis, mixed cryoglobulinemia, Guillain-Barré syndrome can be there. Extrahepatic manifestation, as I have already described, hematologically, patient can have cryoglobulinemia, aplastic thrombocytopenia, Hodgkin or B-cell lymphoma. Dermatological, the patient can have the porphyria, lichen planus, cutaneous necrotizing vasculitis, renal glomerulonephritis, and nephrotic syndrome are common. Endocrine are the hypothyroidism and diabetes mellitus. Ocular manifestation are corneal ulcer and uveitis. Vascular complication can occur are the necrotizing vasculitis and polyarthritis nodosa. Neuromuscular disorder are weakness, myalgia, peripheral neuropathy, arthritis, arthralgia. Autoimmune phenomena are the crust syndrome can develop, and neuropsychiatric disorder, depression are common into the patient. Hepatitis D infection, delta, it is called as delta agent. It is an RNA virus, and it is an irregular and but in the presence of hepatitis B virus, because its replication depends upon the hepatitis B virus. Mode of transmission is similar to the hepatitis B. To the drug abuse or homosexual health workers, transfusion recipient, hemophiliacs, immigrants, and developmentally disabled. Hepatitis B virus can spread heterosexually as well. Intrafamily familial spread is very common. Children can be affected, especially the kids who are born to the mothers who are affected by the hepatitis B and D virus. Clinical feature, it depends upon the hepatitis B, the infection and its own type is not there, but it causes a very severe type of the hepatitis B infection. Diagnosis is usually done by the anti-delta antibodies that are present into the serum by ELISA, and IgM antibodies appear, and these are detectable into the blood 2 to 3 weeks after the infection, and they tells that the patient is having this infection. Co-infection it is diagnosed by finding serum IgM anti-hepatitis D virus in the presence of the high titer of IgM anti-hepatitis B core antigen. These antibodies, these marker appears within the 1 week, and IgM anti-HAD is gone by 5 to 6, but may last for up to 12 weeks. Whereas superinfection, it is marked by the early presence of the serum IgM anti-HDV, usually at the same time as early IgG anti-HDV, and both antibodies are present there. IgM anti-HBC is usually negative in this case. It shows that the patient was already affected by the hepatitis B, and now it is secondarily infected by hepatitis B virus. Prevention is simple. If we vaccinate the patient with the hepatitis B vaccine, that we can prevent the hepatitis D. The treatment is not satisfactory. Usually the high doses of interferons are given for a long period of the time, and the concurrent hepatitis B and D, both treatment is given for the both of types of the virus. Hepatitis G virus is also present. It is Flaviviridae family, and piggy virus genus is called. But it is usually infect the human, but it is not seen that if if this virus can cause the human disease as well. The yellow fever, which is very common into the group B arboviruses that are transmitted by the mosquitoes, and sometimes they can also cause the liver disease. Incubation period is 3 to 6 days. Onset of the sudden fever, chills, and headaches are there. Blood pressure falls and hemorrhages, widespread hemorrhages occurs. Jaundice and albuminemia can be occur. Delirious to coma occur very rapidly, and usually the death occur within a week or 10 days after the illness. Diagnosis is usually made by the specific type of the IgG antibodies of the yellow fever virus present into the blood. Prothrombin deficiency parallel the severity of the disease. Serum cholesterol and glucose level falls very rapidly into the fatal cases, and serum transaminases are increased relative to the severity of the disease. There is no specific treatment, and it is self-limiting disease, and mostly it is a very fatal disease and lead to the death very rapidly. Then other viruses which are involved in Epstein-Barr virus, it causes the primarily infection is usually primarily infected children are usually asymptomatic. In adolescent and young people, it causes the hepatitis, which may mimic hepatitis B, viral infection, hepatitis A infection, or C infection, but it does not go into the chronic. It only causes the acute viral hepatitis. It is usually disease of the elderly people. Sometimes this Epstein-Barr virus can cause autoimmune hepatitis into the children. Diagnosis is usually made by serum albumin level that may be slightly decreased. Hyperbilirubinemia can be there. Serum transaminases level will be 20 times more than the normal value. The 1/3 of the serum alkaline phase value is increased, and the monospore reaction is usually positive in these cases. Serum IgM antibodies against Epstein-Barr virus is done, and it is usually positive. Then the other virus which can cause the hepatitis are cytomegalovirus. It has a similar onset with like the other hepatic disease, but with the failure of the pyrexia to subside with the onset of the jaundice. Jaundice lasts for 2 to 3 weeks, even up to 3 months, and occasionally massive hepatic necrosis occur, which is usually fatal and lead to the death. Granulomatous hepatitis is the key feature of cytomegaloviral infection. Cholangitis, papillary necrosis, and sclerosing cholangitis can accompany the cytomegaloviral infection. Rarely cause the post-transfusional hepatitis. Causes renal problem in adult and pediatric recipient of kidney and liver transplant. So diagnosis is by isolation of the virus from the urine and the saliva. And sometimes IgM antibodies can also be found that show the patient is suffering from the cytomegalovirus. Then another common virus is the herpes simplex virus. Herpes virus is type 1 and type 2 affect all humans at some time during their life. In infant, herpes hepatitis may be part of generalized hepatic disease. In adult, disseminated herpes simplex is very rare. It can affect those with underlying disease like ulcerative colitis, AIDS, or those receiving immunosuppressive treatment or having organ transplantation. Permanent hepatic failure can also affect the previously normal and immunocompetent person. The onset is with fever, prostration, marked elevation of transaminases and leukopenia. Jaundice is absent. Pulmonary liver failure with fetal coagulopathy can also develop. Hepatitis due to the exotic viruses. These are the few other viruses which also involve the liver as are their primary target during the other diseases like the Marburg virus, Lassa virus, and Ebola virus. Lassa fever is due to the arena virus transmitted from rodent to the human and then from human to the human. They largely found in the West Africa, and diagnosis is made by demonstrating the virus into the blood during the first few days and by IgM antibodies from the 5th day onward. But it can be, it is very fairly treated and rapidly treated with ribavirin antiviral. Marburg virus disease is usually an RNA virus that are transmitted by the monkey. After an incubation period of 7 days, the patient presents with headache, pyrexia, vomiting, and characteristic rash, hemorrhagic diathesis, and central nervous system involvement. Serum transaminases level are very high. Similarly, is the Ebola virus. It resembles the Marburg in clinical picture, hepatic histology, and electron microscopy. It has been reported from Zaire and Sudan, and it is transmitted to biologists working with it as well. There is no specific treatment for these exotic viruses, and only the prevention can be done through the strict precautions to avoid the spread and the content. Okay, thank you, Bacho. Any question regarding these? this long lecture. जी बेटा, एनी क्वेश्चन के फिर ख़त्म करें? ओके बच्चा, थैंक यू.